So when you moved to Colorado, where'd you go to church? Because you said
I read the Bible and they sent me tapes from the East Coast.
And how long did that go on?
For a year until he told her he wasn't giving Harriet no more to give to me, that I had to find a church.
And where did you go to church then? Nowhere?
Didn't go to church somewhere.
Until when?
Somebody, he knocked on the door one Saturday.
In the 90s? Early 90s?
Uh-huh, yeah.
And that was Pastor Sulian?
Uh-huh.
And what happened?
And I went to church. It was Ellie, and I was going to church without Ellie because Ellie and I was having problems then. And I was going, and me and I think it was I don't know, me and the girls. Samantha.
You and Tiana and...
Yeah. It was like 2 of us, and when it wound up, it was like 7 of us.
But at first it was just you.
At first, it was...
Just you? The first week?
No.
You and Tiana?
Yeah, maybe.
Because when he came here, he met you and Tiana, right?
Yeah, but I think Ellie went at that time, too.
The first time?
Yeah, I think so. But he was listening to everything, because him and I wasn't getting along too good together, because he wasn't doing, I don't know, whatever I wanted him to do. Yeah, so I was separating myself from him. Uh-huh.
And because he had sold your business and...
Uh-huh. Huh?
Didn't he sell your business or something?
Mm-mm.
He did something.
Yeah, he did.
He took the money that you had for your business or something?
Oh no! I think worst thing he did, he took my car, traded my car in or something.
For that van.
Yeah. And that just disrupted, you know.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So I just had to separate and that's what I called it too. I had to separate myself from him so I could survive. That's what I said.
And then, but then you guys started going to church.
Yeah, and he followed behind that Sunday because I wasn't. It was like 7 of us went to church that Sunday. Kim and Samantha, and who else?
Tiana and you and maybe Uncle Dion. I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah.
So then you guys started getting involved in Hopewell.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And what did you guys do for the church?
What'd I do?
Yeah, you guys were real involved. What'd you do? Granddad was a deacon.
I wasn't there that long, and I was doing the Lord's Supper.
And you sing on the choir.
The choir, I was singing the choir, yeah. Just got involved, that's all.
Just threw yourself in there.
Yeah, I did. We did. We did. We helped him.
And you stayed involved and all that. And you're still doing the Lord's Supper.
Yeah, I'm going to give it up this week.
Well, that's been 20 plus years that you did it, so.
Yeah, I'm going to give it up this week as soon as I get to talk to him.
I'm trying to think. Let's see. You had a lot of people come in and out of your house throughout the years. Who has stayed in your home?
I had you and Jasmine here,
From when I was about 5th grade on.
Who else been here?
Tiana stayed here for a while, right?
Yeah.
How old was she then?
Oh, Tiana was in like 1st grade.
And she stayed here for a year or what?
A year or something like that.
That's nice. And then we moved in here. You had us.
Mm-hmm.
How was that?
Horrible.
It must have been a lot though, because you, when you moved out here initially, it was you and Granddad and Uncle Dion and my dad and Uncle Waylon and Aunt Arlene, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how different was that from when me and Jasmine were in here growing up?
I don't know, because I wasn't responsible for anybody but Waylon at that time, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then you all became my friends, or not, or what, grandma.
Mm-hmm.
And we just did things like life, you know.
Just lived life.
But AT wasn't not doing well, and I spent a lot of time running to your house, didn't I, Cindy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when we were little?
Yeah. Yeah. And he was night.
Mm-hmm.
I was worried to death.
Doesn't stop it. Stop it.
Oh, she's getting the echo. Make sure that echo.
So, what was it like with Aunt Arlene? I didn't ask. How was it raising her? How was she like?
She was okay for the short time but while she's here, she.
Well, you always say when you started taking care of Arlene, you say on Arlene, you say you took her
Out of the Maury clay.
That's what you always say.
I did.
Why did you start taking care of Aunt Arlene?
Because her mother was not taking care of her. Her mother was a druggie, and she was a little girl, and oh God, the roaches was just going crazy. Teresa, my friend, and I went there one day to check on her, and the roaches was just taking over the kitchen, and this little girl was on the stove trying to cook, fix herself something to eat, and I just said, Teresa, I cannot let this girl stay here in this, and I just said, I have to take her, and that's how I got her, and she's laid up in a bed somewhere doing, where she's done drugs or something, and I just.
You just took her.
Yeah, I just took her, and it's hard for me to still today to be involved with Arlene because of what I did, and then how she's treated me.
Yeah, I know there's a lot that happened, but
Yeah. It's tough, Even for her, it's tough for me still with her coming around because those things have not just melted out of my head.
I know.
It's still there, I just want you to know that it just doesn't go away. Whenever you have something like that going on, it doesn't just leave you. It stays there, Yeah, and all I wanted to do. Oh, I can't see this little girl living like this. Even with her coming around now,
it hits you back.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what was you have experienced probably more grief in your life than anyone I know. You've lost your parents and all your siblings. What was it like to go from that?
What?
To being having all these siblings and now.
And none?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's part of life. What? You think of it?
So it's part of life.
Yeah, it is. It's even with Dion gone now. Oh, that's it. That's just what
Well, that one's hard. That one's fresh.
Yeah, but still, I can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
It's but I'm old enough to know that
That's what happens. Yeah.
Yeah, what happens. But
What happened when your parents died? How old were you, or how old was your father when he passed?
My father was 76. My father had pancreatic cancer, and he went from nice to
I'm just sick.
yeah, and he got real skinny, and then he wouldn't stay in the bed. He'd take all of his clothes off, and he'd come out the bedroom and be coming down the stairs and all that kind of stuff,
Mm-hmm.
And even when he died, he died leaving the bedroom, coming out that bedroom and laying there and dying,
Aww.
Yeah, so he was getting away from it, I guess. That was sad. My mother, I don't know.
She died a year later, right?
Yeah, with 1 year. Yeah.
A year and a day or something?
Yeah, something. And I don't, they said it was a broken heart, but she was strong, and I don't know. But you don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know.
That's a hard thing, though.
Oh, look at her. Yeah. But we had to.
And most of your siblings were alive until the past couple years, though. Right? You still had...
Oh, but
You lost Liz when you were...
30 couple.
And then... What about Aunt Teen?
I can't remember when Teen died, but
Were you in Colorado already?
yeah. But did see that one? I was in Colorado. They called me and told me they were going to visit her. My brothers, 2 brothers,
Uh-huh.
and Harriet. And I said, "Oh, I'm gonna go too." And so they had already made their. I think they drove there. And
Because she was in New York?
and she was in Boston.
Oh, Boston.
And I so you all go in there. It's a picture in the bathroom of them.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's when so we went to visit her one time, but then they told me they were going, and so I said okay. So I couldn't get. They drove there, and I was flying, but I didn't get into the next day. My plane, and then they got there. They went to visit her,
And
and I think
she passed before you got there?
she passed before I got there. So they were already there, and I got there.
Was she sick?
She's in a nursing home, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think she was sick, but
She was...
they were just going to visit her,
Mm-hmm.
and she died. And here the next morning, if I'd known that they was going, I would have been there that day for.
But you
didn't
can't know.
Yeah, and so I got in the next morning, and she had died, and he picked me up at the airport. But we were all there
Mm-hmm.
for her. Yeah.
And then what about Aunt Teen? Was that Aunt
That's
Teen?
Teen, that's it.
What about Aunt Jean?
Oh, she died in Frederick. I don't. Yeah.
You were in Colorado?
Yeah, I was here in Colorado. I just had to go home to the funeral.
Okay.
Yeah.
Those.
And
What
my
is
brother
Teen
John
Jean?
just died maybe 2 or 3 years ago, but I didn't go for that.
And then Uncle Earl died,
He died when he was out walking. He was walking.
and they say it was an aneurysm,
Mm-hmm, yeah.
and he didn't know about it.
Uh-huh.
And then because he had an aneurysm, somebody got checked or something, right? They had and somebody had found out they had an aneurysm too.
I don't know.
I remember you told me that. I don't know who. Maybe Aunt Judy or somebody.
But he was walking. Yeah.
And then
Yeah, he was walking and he passed out while he was walking, doing his morning walk.
what about Aunt Harriet?
Harriet had cancer, I think. Yeah, because she had tubes all running all through the house so she could get around the house. Yeah,
And that was
Yeah,
just
she knew
that
she-
wasn't that long ago either, right?
maybe 3, 4 years, 5 years ago, or something like that. But Harriet,
You and Uncle John were the last ones, right?
Harriet didn't take care of herself. I mean, God, she was still taking shots when she was sick.
Shots of alcohol?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. Okay, hold on.